Hey, what is up everyone? My name is Jacob and welcome back to another speed paint video. Now, this time I actually took my time compared to the last few speed paints I had on my channel. I ended up spending about what was supposed to be like 1 hour and a half, ended up being like 3 hours because of some technical issues. Now here I'm just testing colors on a regular sheet of paper, and as you can see the markers are just bleeding like crazy, and I ended up using like the skin tone, and it was like on top of my actual piece of paper, but I don't end up using that actual sheet because you'll see later. So yeah, here I'm doing inking, and from the sketch that I transferred from my last video, which was the like 3 methods to like trace your artwork or like DIY light boxes. So I'm using a micron pen in I think 0.1, at least for like the outer outlines, and then for anything inside I'm using a Copic multiliner in 0.05, and for even like finer details I use another Copic multiliner in 0.03. And now I'm just doing like my first pass, and then once I erase all the lines, usually the ink kind of fades, so I go over a second time and sometimes like even thicken and add some line weight variation. Now this is not going to be like the full reference like sheet that I'm going to use, because I'm actually going to remake it digitally a bit. Like I'm going to use the line art that I already have, but just erase like the legs, because I'm going to talk about that later, but well, I guess something happened with my marker. It picked up some lead, and when I went to go color in a part of the drawing, it actually ended up smearing that lead onto the drawing. And yeah, I had to completely redo it, so I scanned the line art, I put it in Photoshop, but then I decided that I'm gonna flip it and like try to fix some mistakes. So I fixed the face, but when I looked at the legs, I mean, just looking at them, you can already tell that they're wrong. So I'm gonna completely redo that, and also I don't really it's not really full body, since you can't see like the rest of the legs and foot. Now here I outlined like just the bits that I wanted brown with a brown color erase pencil, and now I'm coloring it in with a E74 marker. Yeah, like I was saying, the legs are like completely off, so I'll redo that part digitally and then color it in, because I want to use this for like as an actual reference sheet, and use that like the models, like the drawing that I have right now, as a base model for, so if I ever want to use a different outfit or different like colors on clothes and just random things, random like features, like maybe tattoos or scars or anything, I'll use like that digitally and like put it on top. Now here I'm using the E51 Milky White marker as a base color, and this is around where, right here, it's gonna be in real time just for you. So yeah, I was pretty much like, what the fucking hell just happened? And yeah, that happened, so I ended up having to scan in. As you can see, I fixed up the face, it's a bit more proportionate, but I don't know what happened. Maybe when I used the liquify tool in Photoshop, something with the shoulder happened and it went a little bit off, as you can see. So later on I'm just gonna outline in some like thicker outlines and use my gel pen to slim other parts. I don't know how, like, what verbs to use, but yeah, whatever. I'm going to like pretty much change the shape and also change his position on the paper, because I didn't think it would really make sense to have him on the right and have like the back angle on the left. I think it's better to have the front angle there and then back angle next to him. I'm doing all the base coloring again with E54 and E51. 74 and E51, sorry. Using some various grays for like the nose and some blues for the eyes. Then using some more grays, I think just neutral grays and cool grays for the shorts. Now I'm starting to shade pretty much everything, so I'm starting here with E77 and doing like a very soft gradient, because E74 and E77 are very similar colors. So I'm just doing a soft gradient, and then I'm going to go over the shadows again with E79 and leave a harsher shadow that isn't like blended as much. So it kind of gives off that like almost a cell shaded effect, which I really like and trying to like use in my drawings. Now for like the lighter portions, I'm using E21 as the light shadow and then E13 for the harsher edges. And then I'm blending it, some parts smoothly, some part more harsh. Yeah, here I'm going with the E79. And when I shaded in the shoulder, that's when I realized, okay, that is pretty off. Because I know that in my original drawing, it did not look like that. So I don't know, I just wasn't paying attention, I guess. And when I liquefied to try like fix everything, I didn't realize that I screwed that part up. Yeah, I look so freaking retarded when I come in front of the camera. Like when I get my head in the camera. I mean, I don't know if you can see my mouth moving, but that's just like something I do. I don't know why. I'm not retarded, okay? But like, it's just something I always do. I just like lick my lips and sometimes. It looks so stupid. Yeah, I think by this time, yeah, I already fixed the shoulder, so it looks a bit better. And we're pretty much at the end of the piece. There's just some shading I want, like a little bit of highlight I want to add back with a white colored pencil, and outline some things with a darker coal erase. So like I can add some texture and make the piece feel a bit more unified, I guess you could say. I don't know, I'm terrible at English, but my accent is nice. And just adding some highlights with a Signo pen, in which I will switch to a jelly roll because for some reason my Signo pen just does not work. Like, it leaves a little bit of white and then it just doesn't do anything, like completely useless. Here I'm going in with the white Prismacolor pencil. And then I tried going in to blend it out with a colorless blender, but then I realized it didn't work, so I just used my Gamsol to blend it, to smooth it out. And then here I'm signing it, and this is the piece. So, lower portion, don't like, upper portion, really like. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.